All right, I think I'll get started in 6 minutes. All right, hi everyone. Today is January 25th, 2024, and this is the Kubernetes Cluster API Azure office hours. We here abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct as a sub-project of the Kubernetes SIG, so that just means be respectful to each other and raise your hand before you speak. And yeah, at the start of the meeting, I think we'll give some time for anyone who's new to introduce themselves. If there's anyone who's new, feel free to speak up. But I think everyone is a familiar face, so I'll go ahead and skip that. And reminder, yeah, please add your name to the attendee list above. All right, so I'll move on to the open discussion. Looks like there's a PSA. CABZ 113, 112, 2, and 111.8 are now available. I'm not sure who put this, but if you have anything else to add, please go ahead.
I put it on there. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This period went over the holiday break, so there aren't quite as many feature type things in here, but it's still a significant bunch of bug fixes and all that.
Yeah, we
And
got a few features, and yeah. So it's all linked. Thank you for doing that. All right, so next up we have John with update on the AKS feature automation proposal.
Cool, thanks, Willie. So yeah, this proposal has gotten a little bit of a second wind the last couple weeks, so there's been quite a bit of activity. So if you haven't looked at this recently, this would be good to check back up on. So from last week, I think the main addition to the proposal was a new option 8. We're up to 8 already. So this 8th option is essentially users define their own ASO managed cluster type and then manage that themselves, where CABZ just will not touch it at that point. So please take a look at the proposal and see if that would work for your use case. This is mostly addressing the kick the tires on a new AKS feature side of things, rather than I want to manage a ton of clusters and in production with whatever AKS features I want. But on the plus side, this is pretty much already in CABZ. So I think this would be good to try already for users in the existing releases. So please try that out and see if that might work for you. I'm happy to help get anybody started if you want to start a thread on Slack or anything like that. Yeah, see, Mike, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question. Does that allow you to basically move it in and out of being managed by CAPZ, or once you do it that way, you're always doing it that way?
I would have to try it to make sure, but I think you probably could move it back and forth. That might be a little clunky, but I think that would be possible.
Yeah, the reason I ask is I'm just thinking of the scenario of, oh, hey, we're managing everything through CAPZ, everything's going great. Oh, hey, all of a sudden there's this new alpha or beta feature that we need to test. If the only way to do it was to move it out, would we always at that point have it out from that point forward? But I can add that question to the thing as well. I need to review the option 8. I haven't done that yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I should probably give that a try just to see if that does work, and then I can record that in the PR2. That would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was just going to say also just clarifying when you say in versus out, there's management of nothing, and then there's management using just ASO, and so there's kind of this, I guess it'd be good to have clarity on which of those paths are going to be okay, right?
Yeah, I think at least what I was thinking of was it would still be managed by ASO. So you could still tweak the ASO resource however you want, and then that will actually show up in AKS. But then if you change something in a cluster API resource that normally would change something on the AKS cluster, then CAPZ wouldn't be able to do that anymore, while the ASO managed cluster isn't or is managed by the user. But ASO is still working all the time in this case. Cool. Are there any other questions I can answer on the proposal at the moment?
So Theodore,
Cool.
just to be clear, right? Like if somebody were to use ASO CTL and like just push out whatever AKS cluster thing they want on their own, however they want to do it, AZCLI, Terraform, whatever the way they get it out there, where they just tweak an existing one that's in production. They could use ASO CTL to get the ASO YAML definition and then shove that into this CAPZ definition, and now it gets basically provisioned, still using ASO, although it's kind of wrapped inside the CAPZ world.
Right. So I'm not sure exactly how that would work if you like already had a CAPZ cluster with a managed ASO managed cluster resource, and if you wanted to like swap that out with a new ASO managed cluster, I don't know if that would work. But yeah, I think if you have ASO YAML from wherever, then you should be able to make that a part of at least a new CAPZ cluster API cluster.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. Clarifying.
All right. So yeah, I didn't want to take up like the whole meeting with this proposal again for like the third week in a row. So thank you for that, and please take a look at the proposal, and I will hand it back over to Willie.
All right, yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for again all the work, and there's a lot of discussion going on in here. So I think it's close to merging and stuff or consensus. So yeah, make sure to take a look at that. Y'all have time. Okay. Next, I think we have Daniel with
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I just noticed, right, that CAPZ is shipping Azure Services Operator, and that's got Kubernetes proxy. CAPZ once deployed it, Cluster API, Core once deployed that too, and other infra providers did as well, and then it was removed sort of uniformly. I don't know if it is a hard requirement. I don't know enough about the ASO design. I think maybe it's a requirement. But anyway, it's just kind of reintroducing this dependency in an indirect way. And I just wanted to get kind of, I guess, thoughts on that.
So I guess my thoughts are, at least I'm slightly inclined to leave kubernetes proxy alone in ASO, just because I'm not like you. I don't know exactly how that's being used there, and I don't have the historical context as to why it was removed from CAPZ, but I think that would probably be the thing I would look into first to see if that's actually causing any problems. Are you seeing any problems, or?
No, I think there the motivation. This is a few years ago. The motivation, I think, was that it was a project sort of outside of the scope of the SIG, and that it was used for, I think, limiting access to the metrics that the various provider controllers emitted. So it was removed, and I suppose that there might be maybe CVEs, right? It's another container. I think it's yeah, and the the release cadence, I think like the one that ASO uses right now, it's not the newest release. So if there are some issues, like some CVEs, they they might not be addressed in the image that's being shipped right now.
I don't know who was first, Matt or David.
I think I was. I just so Daniel, let me see if I understand correctly. So we used to deploy Cube RBAC proxy as part of CAPZ. We stopped doing that for reasons we're not totally clear on, because that was a long time ago. Now we obviously depend on ASO, and ASO itself deploys Cube RBAC proxy. So effectively, CAPZ now has a dependency on it again, or includes it, and its batteries included. And you're suggesting maybe we go back to handling it as sort of a first-class citizen, so it's visible, and I assume maybe not rely on ASO to deploy it. Is that what you're asking, or?
I think I'm asking if it's first of all, I need to go to maybe the ASO maintainers and figure out whether it's required. But I also just wanted to raise it here because we're effectively introducing this. Like, and now that when I deploy CAPZ, I end up deploying Kube RBAC proxy.
Right.
And I think we documented why we removed it. So I'll just pull up those. I'll add those to the agenda.
I see. Okay, I guess I don't have anything to offer. I just wanted to clarify. It sounds like I understand. Go ahead, David Tusmer.
Yeah, I guess I'd love to know, maybe I'm still confused. What would you like to see happen? Like what is your desire?
Right now, just to understand, why this is, why a Kube RBAC proxy is being included. If it's not required, then end users potentially could just remove it and just ship or just deploy ASO on its own by customize.
Well, so yeah, since we include it, it sounds like as a part of ASO, so then it sounds like the question would be why ASO has it, or do they need it, which would be a separate meeting, right, chat? Yeah, because it sounds like you're kind of saying, can we not have it? Almost, is that right? From what I heard from just what you said.
Yeah, is it an option? And I think it's relevant because once upon a time all the infrastructure providers said, oh, you know what, let's not ship this by default, even though it was doing something I guess useful, right, in limiting access to metrics. So.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be a good question then for the ASO team, if that's where we're picking it up from. Unless other folks know already here, but I don't think, it sounds like probably not. We have to do some digging.
Yeah, so it looks like there was a link here, migration documentation, that it should have been removed, but the link is broken. So I'm not too sure, but yeah, I think it'll be good to ask ASO about this, and we can go from there probably. But yeah, thanks, Daniel. If that's all for this, we can move on. Matt has a very important announcement.
Yeah, I don't own this announcement, but I just want to make sure we didn't end this meeting without obviously saying thank you to two maintainers who are becoming emeritus maintainers. Everyone knows Cecile and Ashutosh. And today or tomorrow is Cecile's last day. She's going to a startup company and will still be doing some Kubernetes stuff, but probably not be around in the cluster API community. Ashutosh took a job a couple months ago and has barely had enough time to keep participating, and so we're just kind of acknowledging reality by moving both of them to emeritus. So I don't know, Willie, if you want to remove them from that little table at the top, and that can be the end of the ceremony. I don't want to get all teary-eyed here.
Too painful.
All right, we could do it later. Just anyway, that's all I wanted to say, just so it's on the record. But hopefully, this isn't a big surprise to people. We're really going to miss Cecile and Ashutosh.
Yeah, they've both done amazing work for the community, and it's been a pleasure to work with both of them. So yeah, big thanks to everything they've done for this community. It's not gonna be easy without them. I'll just say that. Cool. That's all. I can move on to milestone review, I guess, or it's like the start of the new milestone. So maybe we should just do some PR triage. Let's just see what's going on here. Let's first see if there's anything in no status. Okay, make service cider independent and manage pools. No was open. That's like an extra small. I'm guessing this is oh, sorry, Noaz, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Willie. Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, I didn't see Jack's update on my PR. Probably I'll address that, but this is a really small change. I think one unit test update to support this change would be really good. I think that's what Jack suggests here, so I'll get onto that.
Cool, thank you. I'll make this as mark it as in progress then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, next up we got dedicated make config file for E2E test from Jack. Not sure if Jack is here, but let's see, throwing this up, we update makefile pretty often and very infrequently. Do we need to run? Oh, right, this is the thing he brought up in Slack. Go ahead, John, sorry, I didn't see your hand.
Yeah, I think this is, I mean, just for the sake of triage, I think this is ready for review or needs review.
Okay, so because I know he made the change in like test infra here. Because okay, yeah, there was a lot of conformance tests that are being run on unnecessarily, and it was causing a lot of like it was blocking like my PR from being merged. So this would be a good change. Matt?
I don't want to mess up our flow, but I see someone new. Ariane has joined us, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have a question, maybe we should interrupt and do that. Otherwise, we're going to spend the last however many minutes just groveling through our PRs. If you don't have anything in particular, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
No, it's all right. This is my first time. I was just viewing around, like how
great.
these meetings are done.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. You just joined at the maybe overly detail-oriented part, but we will carry on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. We're just doing some like PR triage milestone review, which we do at the end of pretty much every meeting. So yeah. Cool. So that's neat review. Last one. Update subnet val. Oh, right. I think this was issue like a bug that someone found and they opened a PR. So I think this is probably needs review.
Yeah, I looked at it this morning, and I think it's just a one character change that I think is valid, but he should add a test case for us for it.
Okay. I'll just not put weight on that there because like it's small and let's see if someone else wants to.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Just close all of these. All right. That's cool. I guess I'll go over the needs review stuff. All right, we already went over add proposal for automating case features. Clean up unreferenced ASO resources looks like a pretty simple cleanup task. Oh wait,
Yeah, this might
okay,
be
I
a
thought
little
it-
more involved than
yeah,
something simple, but yeah, I think this should be good for review.
cool.
It had a hold on it, so I didn't look at it, but
Looks like
is that
Jack's
anything
giving it.
significant?
Yeah, so we probably just need one more person to look at it.
I put a hold on that just because I made some follow-up changes in a new commit, so hold for squash, but that's the only reason.
Cool, thanks, John. Okay, we just looked at this.
We looked at that
Oh,
one
we
too.
also just looked at that. All right. Cool. I guess we can. I'll look at the milestone real quick. I mean, it's still early on, so I'm just gonna scroll through if anyone has any like issues that they want to point out, or I'm not gonna go through them one by one. So yeah,
And
you
we
guys.
moved everything that was in VNet, the next milestone to this when we created this by default. So
Okay.
just
Yeah, I
just
think
so you know. So if we're not going to get to it, then please take it out of this list into here by default.
yeah, if someone has an issue here that they won't be working on in the meantime, we can remove it, but we still got a bit of time before the next milestone due date. Give it a few seconds here. Okay, if no one has anything they want to point out, I will move on. I think maybe we can look at some of the bugs. I'm not sure when the last time we did this was. There's a few that are like priority backlog, so I think we can maybe skip those for now. Here's an important one. Oh, John.
I was just going to mention, I think what we've done before for these is look at all the ones without a priority on them and then assign them a priority. And I think most of those tend to be at the bottom of this list.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. That's probably a better use of time.
Oh no.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, bad. Sorry. You can, if you have
No,
some.
I thought this was new, but this is something I put in myself this summer, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised by my own bug.
It happens.
Oh, that's why it got noted. Okay, triage robot wants to get rid of it.
Should I remove the stale and like,
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, we should still fix this.
and would this be like backlog or importance?
Yeah. I don't know that anyone's using those images, so I don't think it's a high priority, but it's probably something simple too.
Right. Is this how I put priority backlog? I'm not super sure.
Yeah, try it. I think so.
You can also, I usually just use the little like labels thing in the top right corner. But yeah, that works too.
Ah, gotcha. I don't think I can add it through there. But yeah, that's fine. Don't install Azure Client by default. Oh, this is the stuff in Image Builder, I just realized.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is also backlog.
Yeah.
Cluster, node,
Oh,
image
these-
builder. Oh, go ahead.
These are all showing. No, I'm just surprised all these image builder ones are showing up for the first time because these are all kind of historical.
Yeah, I'm seeing some low numbers. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Um,
This
oh, I
one.
assigned myself.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Wait, I don't remember this. It's been a year.
So what happened was, I think John found basically a bug with the the bot, and then once they fixed that, like all these issues and all these things started going stale and becoming kind of alive slash on their way back to being gotten rid of. If that makes sense. Like, so old issues that were never marked as stale or rotten, they all of a sudden now, like 6+ months later, got marked now as stale, rotten, and then it, in some sense refreshes that issue.
I see. This is definitely a backlog item.
Yeah, I'm glad that we figured that out. And yeah, thanks again, John, for noticing that. It was like just not working. Invalid resource reference. When trying to create an Azure bastion with BYO network setup. I think I don't know if like transitioning bastion to ASO would do anything, because I know that's happened since this is created. Yeah, I'll just put it as backlog again. Maybe I'll add it like using this. There we go. So I know it's not super interesting, but let's just get through this. We'll have a lot less for next time. Removing a resource reference from the CABZ spec doesn't delete it. Oh, I remembered. I think you were working on this, right, John?
Yeah, that's the PR I have open that's ready for review. So I don't know how we should exactly assign priority to that. I guess outside of the PR status, I'd probably call this like important long term.
And
Cool.
the status could be in progress if we want to.
Whoops. Dual stack VMS's cluster stuck at namespace deletion. There's another issue related to this. Looks like a backlog to me. Okay, this one, yeah, this one's actually kind of, I think I want to work on this actually, because it's a little annoying for developers right now when we're trying to deploy like clusters via tilt. It's like it used to hot reload if we like change a file, but right now it's not doing that. We have to manually reload it. So
Yeah, this was bumming me out all morning already. I didn't realize until yesterday that this was happening. So that'd be great.
yeah, I kind of want to work on this actually. So I'll just assign myself.
Let me know
Yeah,
if you
if
want
it's
to share or anything.
yeah, it sounds like this is slowing down all developer productivity, so it sounds like a pretty high priority one.
That's important soon. CAP ECRs are stuck in provisioning with CAPZ 112. John?
Yeah, I've taken a look at this and I can't reproduce, and I've tried at least a couple times. So yeah, I did throw that awaiting more evidence on there.
Cool. Okay, yeah, thanks for putting that down. CI version templates don't have machine pool. Looks like a backlog, but fairly simple change. If anyone wants to do a quick bug fix, that's probably up for grabs. Can't build Kubernetes 129 image.
This is in progress, and it's actually relatively high priority.
Cool. For some reason I can't add a label like through there, so.
Oh.
Did I do it right? Okay, cool. Zone redundant machine pool cannot be created.
Yeah, I've taken a look at this. He's correct. We just kind of implemented it in a strange way. I don't know what the overall priority is. It's
Probably backlog, I guess. It doesn't seem like breaking anything.
I mean, I've been investigating and like to fix it soon, but in terms of
okay.
priority, maybe it's backlog or important. Sure, that's fine.
All right, last one, EUE test should exercise spot VM options.
Yeah, we have a bug. The only place we use spot VM options is in the AKS E2E test.
Right, I think this is probably important soon because it's like not working.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think I implemented spot VM options. So I might take a look at this after I fix the other bug. So yeah. My memory's a little fuzzy though. Okay, so that's all the bugs here. Yeah, make sure like if you are looking for something to do, like bugs are always a good thing to work on. And it's not the prettiest thing to do, but keeps the project going. All right, I think that's all. Won't hold y'all for any longer unless there's any other last minute questions or anything. Just feel free to raise your hand and speak up. Going once, going twice. All right. Oh, Matt.
No, I just unmuted to say bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Again, big shout out to Cecile and Atratosh for all their hard work. And yeah, hope y'all have a good Thursday. Cool. I think that is the end of the meeting. I will pause. How do I stop the recording?